Talk about Pokemon Go, or Pokemon, or however you want to pronounce it. Interesting game that came out a few weeks back. People have gone nuts for it. It's broken App Store records. I think it was got tens of millions of installs. And it's broken records for the number of concurrent users all playing it at the same time too, so it's no joke in the world of gaming. It's extremely popular, and it's going to be making money hand over fist. I think they were averaging $1.7 million a day in revenue. So, in the grand scheme of things, this is a big franchise, big game, big money maker. So, from an objective point of view, the game is interesting in that respect. It's going to open up a lot of minds of business owners who see that simply having a Pokestop near your business actually increases your business from day to day. And I've read that it's gotten to the point where a lot of businesses will actually pump these things, the mods, into the Pokestops, which causes them to have a higher spawn rate, which pops up on the map and makes them more attractive to people that are walking around. Because it makes them get XP faster, they find Pokemon faster and all that. But and McDonald's and other restaurant chains and businesses have actually been trying to get all of their restaurants turned into Pokestops. So imagine that, like you make a game and companies come to you and say, hey, we'll pay you simply to put our point of interest on your map as a gameplay location. That has the opportunity to be a big moneymaker for both parties involved. Like, the business gets the benefit of players coming to their location. It being called...
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Off. I just lost my bag. I'm gonna have to turn around and get that. So, and then, of course, the game franchise gets a ton of money because people are paying them. Hopefully it doesn't get run over. Or somebody else pick it up. It's got a shirt for my son in it. So, it's gonna mean more business for the video game industry as like cross-branding, cross-marketing with high-profile restaurant chains, stores, eating places like the Spectrum Center, malls, all that kind of stuff. So that's cool. It's also going to change up gameplay. Like, more developers are going to be interested in setting up real-world locations as part of their gameplay. Probably going to see a lot of rip-offs. People trying to rip off the same kind of gameplay as Pokemon, but you know what? I don't see
Just do it!
any cops, so I'm just going to go. Need to pick this thing up when no one's around. Yep, it got run over. Oh well. It's a zombie survival kit, and now looks the part. There we go. So, overall, Pokemon is a pretty interesting franchise. And, I mean, feel free to make fun of people who are playing it. But they're out getting exercise, meeting new and interesting people who also play the game, because it's a very social game. Like, everybody I've met has been pretty average Joe, friendly. A few people kind of embarrassed to be playing it, but they're mostly adults. Yeah, there's a lot of kids playing it, but there's a ton of adults who grew up playing the Pokemon franchise and are now seeing this social game that they can walk around and play in the real world when they're just going from point to point. Granted, there are some people playing it in their car and getting into crashes, but there are a lot of adults playing it as something to do, as say they're out walking their dog or delivering stuff or just waiting in a doctor's office waiting room. You can just sit around and catch some Pokemon instead of playing Sudoku or some other game. And there's a social element of collecting stuff. So it's interesting. It's nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to shame people over. It's just some people play fantasy football, some people collect Pokemon. No big whoop. My critique of the game is that I don't see the people that are distracted playing the game as a problem of the game. I think that's the person's problem, is letting themselves be distracted. Like, there could be plenty of other things. Like, I've seen people watching movies in their cars as I'm lane splitting. That's pretty messed up. I've seen people ordering carryout with an iPad strapped to their steering wheel as I'm splitting lanes, and that pisses me off. Like, people driving down the road completely friggin' distracted by something that has a pretty high cognitive load requirement. So that's not the problem. My problem with the game is more their monetization scheme. You really have to pump money into the game if you're not mobile. Like, say you're sick, got a broken leg, or you're handicapped. It's not handicap friendly at all. And the handicap community has actually kind of bugged them about that, saying, hey man, we need options so that we're able to participate, but don't make it like total cheese mode where you don't have to move at all. But people have been cheesing that by like using drones and dogs and all kinds of weird stuff. So my other complaint is that it's very simple. You can't just sit down and do battles against friends. You have to actually go to a gym to fight anybody. So it's a very, very basic first release, and hopefully they'll expand upon that, but I don't know. Otherwise, it's just a very basic free-to-play game, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. If you haven't tried it, check it out and you'll see what the fuss is. Might not be your thing, but I don't know. It's worth at least exploring. It's free. A little scratched up. That's character.